Doki doki doki. Ping. Ping. How dare you ping me? Don't ping me ever again. Okay. We need to go to the 13th. And that should generate the playoffs. So let's make sure there's no... Oh. Okay, glad I didn't just skip this day. Because I had no idea when the day started. But, I guess this works. Let's see, we got a Go Heptat. Yeah, excuse me. Go Hepcats from Botastic. Or is it Botastic? I don't know how to say it. We got Taco Shop up in here. How's it going? Actually, let me do this. Title PBE Season 20 Wild Card. Or no, PBE Season 20 Playoffs. Wild Card games. Let's do that. Okay, I'll run a quick poll. Actually, I'll let people just kind of like filter in for a minute here, and then I'll run a quick. I'll just start the poll now. Run it for like 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, yeah, I'll run it for 3 minutes. I'll see who wants to go first. First game. KC 66. AA / CSS. No channel points because that's dumb. Let's do that. So we'll run a little poll for a few minutes, let people filter in here since I did say 3:30. But yeah, go ahead and vote on that poll, and we'll start off. Looks like the minors start first, which is cool. I guess it'll be a little staggered between the majors and the minors to make sure there's no majors. Shouldn't be. Yeah, okay. While we're waiting, who you guys got? I know I see a lot of 66ers. I see a lot of Swifties. I see some KC folk. Out of this first round, I'd probably have to say Kansas City and the Swifties. I'm rooting for the 66ers because of my boy Max, but obviously the Hepcats had a really good season, so they're probably one of the favorites. And State College coming out strong from the East. Posted your predictions on Twitter. I'll have to check them out later. Hepcats scary? Yeah, they're very strong. I can't vote on the PS4. Count me towards 66ers. Yeah, it's funny. I talked about this a lot, but this is the first playoffs for me since season 12 that I haven't been involved in any way with any team. So this is kind of refreshing for me. Obviously, I'm a little bit upset, with the Mounties not being in it, but it is what it is. Obviously, can't just be good every season, and we had a rough season. But yeah, I'm glad to see some new teams here. I'm kind of upset that Chicago didn't make it. Since they're one of the teams that still hasn't gotten a championship. That being said, it's another reason it would be cool to see the 66ers win, but of course it has to go to the best team, so whoever plays the best is going to win, obviously. So let's get on to it. And we'll start off, it looks like KC versus the 66ers is in the lead, so we'll go start with that one. You're just going to kind of play these series by ear. Try not to miss any elimination games, obviously. And I'll probably play some replays if that's needed to avoid spoiling. So let's start off. I might have to mess around with the audio like usual when I do these. So let's see. Everything good. Oh, wait, I know what I need to do. This always annoys me. No limitation. Player model 140. Okay. Picked New York Voyagers to beat Providence in the finals. And are you dumb? I mean, if they can play each other, I don't know how exactly all the seeding and stuff goes, but I mean, that's a good matchup. They're both really strong teams. I'm personally rooting for the Vandals, but obviously there are some really good teams. Excuse me. Alrighty. So let's get this started. I am gonna have to fix the audio, I think, on my end. It might be playing for you guys, but it's not playing through my headphones. And make sure it's actually playing on stream. It is, okay. There is no schedule, right? It's kind of just playing it by ear, seeing how the series unfold. I'm gonna try to get everybody at least a game on stream. If that, I don't see why that shouldn't be able to happen, but hopefully it should be fine there. As we see Rose stealing second, and the single by Colvin is going to score the runner. So KC taking a 1-0 lead here in game number 1 of the Minors semifinals between San Bernardino and Kansas City. Sandy Tater's striking out there. So that's out number 2. We're still we're in the bottom of the first still. Sean Scott popping out. Well, in the first, and we're going to go to the second. Kansas City up 1-0 here. Again, game number 1. I believe these are best of 5 series. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it works. Randy Myth hits a high pop fly to right field for out number 3. Yeah, best of 5. Alright, cool. Thanks. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, it looks like the Dillos and the Swift Seeds are tied up so far. Hodge starting off the bottom of the second with a walk. Torrent grounds into the double play, so that's 2 outs. And, oh, an error by the first baseman, and the runner doesn't go for it. So they stay at first, but they do get on base on what should have been a routine out. But a force out at second ends the second inning. Funny how that works. Still 1-0 here, as Danny Gonzalez is going to pop out. Kyle Bellinger Jr., young rookie to the 66ers. Al Bunty pops out, and that's 3 outs. So we go to the bottom of the third now. How's it going, guys? It's going good, Max. How are you? Ooh, and a good play there, but I think that was the second baseman. Gets the throw to first in time. Thomas Rose with a walk, so 1 on, 1 out. And in front of the catcher, they get the force out at second, so the runner at first is going to be safe, but it's 2 outs now. Full count. Sandy Taters hits it past shortstop into center field. Puts runners on the corners here. Sean Scott, in front of the catcher, throws to first, and that's the out. So, stays 1-0 here. We're going to go to the 4th inning. Posted some important media. I hope you read it. I think I read it. If it's what I think you're talking about. Charity unis? I don't know. Oh, hard and long, hitting a solo shot to tie the game. 436 feet. And it's 1-1. Both minors games here are 1-1 now. Again, game number 1 as well. All tied up. Crowbar Theeks hits a single into center field. Matthew, I'm trying to remember what button is my home run button. F9. I'll have to remember that. There is Lim scored, or no, not Lim. Lim didn't score. It was Theeks who scored on the Lim single, and it makes it 2-1. 66ers in the lead, and it looks like they're gonna add on. They do, and it's 3-1 now. So 66ers finding some momentum here. As I say that, a strikeout by Danny Gonzalez makes it 2 outs. And the rookie, Bellinger Jr. High pop fly to left field is caught. Dylan Hodge, a strikeout. So Torrent lines out to second, and Elliot Alderson drops that into left field for a single. So 1 on here with 2 outs. And Tex Justice is going to hit that past the first baseman. Throw comes to third, but it's not in time, so runners on the corners. And that's going to drop into left field. It's going to make it 3-2. So some good situational hitting there is bringing the score closer here in the bottom of the 4th. Thomas Rose drops that into left field. Is that going to be the tying run? It is. 3-3. Looking over at the out-of-town scoreboard again. Still tied at 1 in the 5th inning over there. And I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like the second baseman caught a line drive, but they threw over to first anyway. So it stays 3-3. Go to the top of the 5th now. Dillo's taking a 2-1 lead in their game. Mo Willis with a strikeout. Hard and long now. And he's going to take a walk on over to first. Crowbar Theeks up the bat with 2 outs, and they get a walk. So 2 on here, 2 outs. And that's going to drop into right field. Is that going to score the leading run? And it is. It's 4-3 now for San Bernardino. And shallow pop fly in the infield. It's caught by the third baseman for out number 3. So San Bernardino regains the lead once again. We go to the bottom of the 5th and see if KC will respond. Start off with a pop fly by Sandy Taters for out number 1. Sean Scott to the first baseman. Throws to the pitcher, but it's late. So, runner on first. And that might be a double play, and it is. So some good defense. Saves any momentum from KC. So it stays 4-3 here. San Bernardino in the lead. Randy Myth getting a walk here. But it looks like Danny Gonzalez. No, they're just going to hit into the fielder's choice. They don't try to turn 2. And a strikeout by Bellinger Jr. Makes it 2 outs here. Still runner on first. Runner on first is going to go to third here. As we get a single from Al Bunty. Puts runners in the corners. Mo Willis to the wall. That's going to score 1. Will it score 2? Yes, the runner's going to go for it. And a triple by Mo Willis gets 2 RBIs, and it's 6-3. Hard and long now. Will strike out. So, San Bernardino piling on the lead here, 6-3. Joe Torrent to first base, and they run over and get the out. Alderson past the shortstop into center field for a single. Tex Justice now with a runner on and 1 out is gonna hit it just in front of the catcher, and they get the double play. Wow, you don't see that too often. What's that? Like a 2-4-6? I don't even know. 2-4-6 or something. 2-5-6. I can't even tell what happened. Interesting double play there, but it stays 6-3 as Matthew Lane drops that one into left field for a single. Draw Lim up to bat with an out. And they're going to get on. Throws not in time, so 1 out, 2 on. Pop fly is caught by the first baseman, shallow right field. So 2 on, 2 outs. And that should be the 3rd out. They do get it, so we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 6-3, San Bernardino on top. Chase Howard is going to start us off with a walk. Thomas Rose. Shallow pop fly left is caught for out number 1. So a runner on here. 1 out. Colvin is going to hit that to the wall. I don't think it's going to be enough to score the run. He's going to go for it. No throw, so they do get the run. 6-4 now. Sandy Taters to the shortstop, throws to first for out number 2. And the line drive by Sean Scott to the left fielder is caught. So KC does score, but it is still 6-4. Gonna need a couple more runs if they want to try to get this game back. Kyle Bellinger Jr. starting us off with a single here in the top of the 8th. Albunzi up the gap. Puts runners on the corners with no outs. Mo Willis to the second baseman, throws on over, gets the out, but the runner scores, so it's 7-4 now. High pop fly by Hardin Long is caught in right field for out number 2. Runner on first. And Crowbar strikes out. So, San Bernardino adds to their lead and it makes it 7-4. Go to the bottom of the 8th now. KC up to bat, Dylan Hodge. Dylan Hodge is going to strike out to start us off. Joe Torrent hits it past the first baseman into right field, so they're going to get on base with a 1 out single. Elliot Alderson past the shortstop. That's going to put 2 on here with just 1 out. Tex Justice up to bat. Tex Justice to the second baseman. Gets the force out at second, so runners on the corners here with 2 outs. Chase Howard up to bat. Chase Howard right over the shortstop's head. That's going to score the 5th run for Kansas City. Still down by 2 here, but getting some offense. Thomas Rose, high pop fly, but it's going to be playable. So they make the catch, and it's 7-5. Go to the 9th inning here with San Bernardino up to bat and the lead. Matthew Lane grounds out to the third baseman for out number 1. Gerald Lim will strike out for out number 2. Randy Myth up to bat with full count and 2 outs, and they'll ground out to first. Last chance here for the Hepcats in game number 1. Tyler Colvin up to bat. Start us off with a shallow pop fly in left field for round number 1. Sandy Taters. Sandy Taters with a ball that randomly magnetizes to the catcher. Round number 2, and a similar thing this time with a third baseman. So they're not able to score, and the 66ers take game number 1. And looking here, 66ers take game number 1, 7-5 over the Hepcats. Lots of hits, lots of runs. Batting, we get 3 RBIs from Mo Willis, as well as a 3-for-5 game from Matthew Lane. Gerald Lim going 2-for-5 with an RBI. Over on the Kansas City side, we get 2 RBIs from Colvin. We get a 3-for-4 game from Alderson, and Chase Howard with 2 RBIs of their own. Finesse Insider getting the win. They go 5 1/3, 3 earned. Shu with the hold, and DeMarco getting a save. Galvin gets the loss. They go 4 2/3, 4 earned. And player of the game is Hardin Long. Alright, let's take a look at the other semifinal game going on. And the Dillos take a 3-1 lead. So it looks like both road teams winning game number 1 here. Very interesting to see. Looking here, We get a 2-for-4, 2 RBI game from Junie Panda, and Abbott with an RBI of their own. To score the 3 runs for the Dillos. On the State College side, just a single RBI from, who was that, Dub City. Multi-hit game from Haka Haka, but not much to contribute. Sandwich goes 3 innings, 1 earned. Hammer gets the win going 5 1/3, no earned runs. Okay, interesting. A reliever going more innings than the starter. And Tano gets the save. You need to calm down. Getting the loss goes 6 innings, 2 earned runs, and player of the game is Ricky Hammer. Alright, just to make sure there are no majors games today. There are today, and let's see. I know minors should have games. We're going to miss out on those, though, as I'm going to play a majors game right now. Let's see, which one do you guys want to do? I'm going to watch both at some point, but can always pick. I see a crabs, I see vandals, I see sloths. Pro because they lose on stream. I don't know, LGM. I think I want to go with minors if there's an elimination game. Otherwise, I might go Raptors Sloths next, and then go to minors. Minors don't play tomorrow. Off day after game 2. Well, then we could probably do both majors games. So LGM votes Sloths. I see a Boise. I see another Boise. I see some Sloths. Okay, I'll go with Raptors and Sloths for game number 1 here of the majors ones. We'll start off with that. Looks like we got Bill Bisquick versus Ryan Rose for our pitching matchup. Ugh, it's kind of quiet. Started off with a Fenris, popping out for out number 1. Jake Grins grounding out to the shortstop. Vandals Crabs should be tight and will have more chances. Yeah, that's true. You say that and watch Boise and Sloths go down to like game 7. Can we just put a poll? What do you mean, Wombat? I mean, I don't know. I kind of just like mentally counted what people were saying in chat. You don't have to do the poll like that, Paz. If you just do like /poll in the chat, it'll give you like the whole prompt and everything. Oh, so 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out in the bottom of the first here, as Robert Sandberg's gonna hit a 3-run shot to make it 3-0. And Sloths taking the lead here early on to make it 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Couple of strikeouts end the inning, but the Sloths take the lead. Brunson with a pop out shallow right. It's caught. Iso popping out, or shallow left, excuse me, and an Iso popping out to shallow right. Pop fly in the infield is caught by Thomas. Or Thomas was the one who hit the pop fly, I should say. This series is so uneven. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I didn't expect Boise to be like a complete rollover team. But I didn't see them being anywhere close to 500, so this season surprised me a lot. Because I was doing a lot of tests. Where I kept seeing Boise with like 60, 70 losses, and then they come in and have an above 500 season. So it was definitely interesting to see how they came out. Obviously, I'm a little bit upset since they basically eliminated eliminated the Toros if you can reach that kind of logic, since really the Toros were kind of destined for that number 6 spot until Boise kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's correct. Rose pretty clean so far. Scott Poe lines up. Besides the 3-run homer, Bill Bisquick has been good as well, but of course, damage done early is still damage done. Ooh, and a drop by the third baseman allows the runner to get the first there with 2 outs. Sandberg up to bat, and they strike out. So we're gonna go to the top of the 4th here. Sloth's still up 3-0. Finn Reese up to bat. Finn Reese is caught in left field. Jake Grins with 1 out is gonna walk. Always hated pitching in the treehouse. Never any luck there. Yeah, I can totally feel that. Like when I was a young pitcher in the West. Ooh, they get the runner trying to steal second. So another clean inning. Playoff going to have changed next year due to expansion. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I don't know about the modern treehouse. But yeah, as I was saying, when I was a young pitcher in the Western Division, oh man, it was tough having to play in Death Valley and in the treehouse. Like, you know, it was hard. It was hard to get out of a game with less than like 5 or 6 runs given up. And obviously, I was a young pitcher, but it was just even worse going into those parks. Ooh, deep pop fly. It's at the warning track and it's caught by Brunson. Or Brunson. It's Brunson. I say caught by Brunson, but Brunson was the one who made the hit. And Iso, is that the first hit of the game for Boise? Off the wall. It is. So what was a no-hitter going into the 5th is finally broken up by a single off the wall by Boise. And they might get their first run here. As Tryson Boom getting the RBI single. It makes it 3-1. As a lefty, such a nightmare. Another reason to go ahead. Yeah, exactly. I remember doing so much testing specifically against Death of the Valley, and it was like I went like lefty submarine, and I had like 105 or 108 something stuff against lefties, and I was still testing with like a 4 ERA there, and it's just like, what the heck, man. Like, no matter what I did, they're just like they killed my player. It's scary. Still 3-1 here in the top of the 6th. 1 out. Finn Reese up to bat, and the third baseman goes very fast and catches a ball that was also moving very fast. So, still 3-1 here. Bottom of the 6th we go. Nick Wilson. Pop fly to the right fielder is going to be caught. Bobby McDonald strikes out. I want to say the only 3 hits the Sloths had were in the 1st. I could be wrong here, but I think that's what it is. Sloth's been very quiet after they hit that 3-run homer. And Boise trying to claw back, but they've also been pretty quiet on their own. Connor McDavitt is grounding out to the shortstop. Ooh, Brunson chopping that into right center, I guess you could say. So they're going to get on base with 1 out. Down the line, that might be enough to score the run. I don't know, the throw is in pretty quick, though. So 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. And Duke Thomas up to bat, and he'll strike out. I have Boise coming up clutch, so we'll see. Yeah, definitely we'll see. Tryson Boom's striking out, so scoring opportunity given up there, as they're not able to capitalize. Camden will strike out. So Bisquick, pretty good game so far besides the first inning. Ash Dragon now, ground out to the third baseman. And Tomato Turtle with 2 outs will ground out to second. So, Bill Bisquick, wished he could just get rid of that first inning, you would think. And otherwise, he's been pretty dominant so far besides that. Petra Sabor striking out for out number 1. Lucas Gold will strike out as well. Of course, I want to say Von Adler is somewhere in the range of 16 to 17 strikeouts per 9, so not surprising to see 3 strikeouts in a row. As he just shuts down Boise. 18 straight outs for Bisquick. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Still out here in the bottom of the 8th. Only at 89 pitches, so yeah, he's definitely doing good so far. Scott Poe, full count, 2 outs, and they're going to get a walk. And that finally takes out Bill Bisquick as they bring in Matthew Paul, which gets Wilson out for out number 3. So Boise needs a score here in the top of the 9th. Otherwise, they are going to lose game 1. And they start off with a single by Jake Grins. .97 K per 9. Where do you see that, Shu? That seems awfully high. As looks like 2 outs here with Iso at the bat, and they strike out. So Von Adler shuts him down. Gets 7 strikeouts and 2 1/3. That's wow. That's impressive. Anyway, I was saying, yeah, the highest I've ever seen is like 17. So if some Dugan's getting 18 Ks per 9, that's pretty insane. All right, so Sloths take game number 1 here, 3-1 against the Raptors. It was good pitching performance from both sides. Just that that first inning came to haunt Boise. Looking here, get a 2-for-4 game from Iso and Chaisen Boom with the sole RBI for Boise. Sandberg with the 3-run shot, of course, for San Antonio. Bisquick gets the loss. They go 7 2/3, 3 earned with 10 strikeouts. And Rose getting the win. They go 6 1/3, 1 earned. Von Adler with the save. Actually, they got 8 strikeouts and 2 2/3. That's insane. Player of the game is Ryan Rose. Yeah, to be honest, I don't like Flame RP might be a little overpowered. Just saying. I mean, if you like do it right, you can easily get like over 100 and 115, 120 stuff. If you're a high enough TPE reliever. Looking over here, the Vandals not able to really do much. The Crabs just kind of shut them down 5-0 here. Look at here, we get 2-for-4, 2 RBIs for Moramura, 2 RBIs for Speedy Gonzalez. Dowd going 3-for-4 with an RBI. Lomie goes 6 2/3, 5 earned. They get the loss. Pearson, complete game shutout, 9 innings, just 2 hits and 15 strikeouts. And player of the game, of course, Nate Pearson, who ties the Crabs playoff game record for strikeouts of 14 and ties the PBE playoff game record for strikeouts of 15, which I believe was originally held by I want to say it was Pearson with a Maddox. Are you sure about that? It had 123 pitches. It's chronological. So he tied the Crabs playoff game record, and then he tied the PB game record. I'm trying to remember. It's Muford's old player, I think, had the original record for the playoffs. I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, Michael Bergen, that's what the name was. Yeah, I think he had the original record. but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Alright, so that's the first round. Let's check over in the minors and see what's going on here. Kansas City tying it up with the 66ers, 7-1 here. We get a 4 RBI game from Taters, going 2 for 4. A couple RBIs from the other folks. Rose with 1. Alderson and Howard getting 1 each. Looking here. No RBIs to be seen for San Bernardino despite scoring 1. A couple multi-hit games, but that's really it. Beaumont gets a loss. They go 4 1/3, 6 earned. And Hammersmith gets the win. They go 7 innings, 1 earned run, and 8 strikeouts. Excellent playoff game for a minors pitcher to go 7 innings with a good bit of strikeouts. And Sandy Taters player of the game despite Hammersmith having an amazing game. So they tie that up, and we have another tied-up series here, 1-1, as the Steeds come back to beat the Dillos 3-1. So both teams splitting their series. Who won the Boise game? The Sloths, yeah, they won game 1. So looking here, we get an RBI from Hamed for Amarillo, but on the State College side, we get 2 RBIs from Dub City and an RBI from Haka Haka, and that's enough to be the difference of the game. Sims goes 3 innings, no earned runs, and 7 strikeouts, but for some reason they got taken out for Tano, who goes 2 innings, gets the loss. Casey Tam gets the win. They go 6 innings, 1 earned, and Evans with the save. Player of the game is Casey Tam. So, if I understand correctly, there are no minors games today or tomorrow. Right, so we can go watch the majors. Cool. So have Blue Line versus Barack Obama, which should be an excellent matchup. They're tied. So looks like a pretty even matchup here altogether, but really excited to see his pitching matchup. We know historically how Blue Line has gone, so hopefully he can perform here in the playoffs. I'd hate to see him get blown up again for no reason. So we'll start us off. Start off with a strikeout by Chris King. Theodore Crunkleton striking out as well. Rick Hood up to bat. Drops that in the right field for a single, so brings McMuffin with a runner on. And McMuffin strikes out. The 3 strikeouts for Barack Obama to start us off here in the first. So, looks like a ground out and a strikeout here to start us off for the Crabs. Murmura, full count with 2 outs. It's a high pop fly to right field, but it's going to be playable. So 3 up, 3 down for the Crabs. And we go to the top of the second now. Johnny Times, the second, grounds out to the second baseman. Herb Sessions with 1 out. He's going to get beamed by the ball, so he's going to take his base. Bob Gibbles now strikes out. Sack Lodge to the shortstop. Throws on over to second, gets the force out there. So we stay scoreless. We go to the bottom of the second here. Richard Small. It's a towering pop fly all the way to the warning track, and it's going to be caught. Blue Line, or what am I saying? Blue Line. Chickens grounds out to the shortstop. Steve Gonzalez drops that in the corner. It's going to be at least 2, and it is. They get the sliding double. So runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Marcus Reeves. Marcus Reeves is going to drop that in the center field, and it's going to score the first run of the game. And Crabs take a 1-0 lead. John Dowd to shortstop, throws to first and gets the out number 3. Shitterme up the bat. Shitterme drops down to center field for a single. Chris King now. Chris King, high pop fly, shallow center field. It's caught. Theodore Crunkleton! That's to the wall. That might score the run. And it is. They're going to go for it. No throw, and it's a tie game. Rick Hood. Pass the shortstop. That might score the second run. They might take the lead here. The throw's close. Not in time. Vandals take a 2-1 lead. McMuffin with 1 out. Grounds it to the shortstop. So still a runner in scoring position here. 2 outs. And Johnny Time's going to hit it up the middle. That's going to be the third run. So Vandals not going down quietly. After having a very, very quiet offensive game, they are coming out here swinging early. As I say that, Johnny Times gets thrown out trying to steal second, but they do score the 3 runs. So it's a 3-1 game here. As it's a pop fly and it's dropped. Oh, and they get the ground out there for number 1, but the runner shouldn't have not been on base. Should not have been on base at all. Luckily, it doesn't come back to bite them in the butt as Morimura lines out there. But definitely a scary moment if you're a Vandals player. How are the Swifties doing? They're tied 1-1. Both minor series are 1-1 right now. And that's a 2-run shot by Bob Gibbles. And it's 5-1. Sackledge with a strikeout. Shitterme to right field is caught. Chris King yet to get a hit here in the playoffs. Will stay hitless. They ground out to the third baseman. So that's on number 3, but the Vandals tack on a couple more. It's 5-1. Richard Small, ground out to the second baseman. Chiggins will strike out for out number 2. Steve Gonzalez with 2 outs, hot hitter. Will line out to the center fielder. So it's 3 outs there. Providence still just 1 run. Vandals, though, definitely not afraid to score right now. Crunkleton right to the catcher, who somehow caught the ball and it was going away from him. Ground out by Hood to the shortstop for out number 2. And McMuffin strikes out for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. But Vandals 5-1 here. Vandals batting well, I don't believe. I know, it's crazy. And half their team is still, yet to get a hit, but definitely some clutch at bats so far. John Dowd grounds out for number 2. And Rusty Kuntz, the rookie, grounds out to the second baseman. Wait, why is Obama in? Didn't he pitch game 1? No, Pearson pitched game 1. All right, and as far as I know, the only mid-sim changes I have are game 5 for Kansas City. I can recheck that, but as far as I know, that's the only one. There, as we get a 2-run shot again from Bob Gibbles, a 2-home-run game. Wow. And Sakalodge dropping that in the corner for a double. I'm trying to multitask. Shitterme grounds out to the shortstop. And Chris King strikes out, so that ends the 6th. But another 2 runs to make it 7-1. Let me really quick just check this. Lineup cards. Kansas City. Is it game 5? Yeah, it's game 5. Okay, that's the only change I have to make. Cool. High pop fly by Morimura is caught for out number 3, so 7-1 here. Vandals offense looks like they have no sign of slowing down right now. We'll have to see as Crunkleton strikes out there. William Wilson already in the game. Rick Hood strikes out. McMuffin now. Grounds out to... No! The second baseman doesn't make a throw. And Johnny times the second. Drops it in the right field. So 2 on here with 2 outs. Herb Sessions up to bat. They're going to hit to the shortstop. Gets the force out at second. So, 7-1 here. We go to the bottom of the 7th. And, yeah, the series is Crabs 1-0. So far. That could change very quickly, though. Richard Small starting off with a single here. But it looks like it should be a double play there. Chiggins hits into the double play for 2 outs, and Gonzalez grounds out to the second baseman. So, excuse me. Get my tongue tied. 3 up, 3 down there. Yeah, Gibbles with 2 2-run shots, so he's definitely having himself a game. And I'm glad to see as a Mounties alumni going off here in the playoffs so far. Always love to see it. As Shitterme strikes out there. So it stays 7-1. We're gonna go to the bottom of the 8th now. 61 viewers. Yeah, it's very, very strong showing. Off the wall by Marcus Reeves. It's gonna be a triple, sliding triple. John Dowd strikes out for out number 1. Blue Line still in the game, just at 90 or so pitches. Rusty Kuntz with a strikeout for out number 2. And Revan Knox grounds out to second. So it'll be interesting to see if Blue Line gets the nod going into the 9th. I'd like to believe so. He's still got 30 pitches or so before he needs to be taken out, and just one frame of innings left. Crunkleton with a strikeout there for out number 2, and Rick Hood will strike out. So Vandals stay quiet to end off the last couple of innings, but 7-1 lead. Hopefully it's secure. Blue Line with Litteris up to bat. Litteris hits up the gap. That might be it for Blue Line. I'd have to believe. No, he stays in. Stays in, and it's 2 hits in a row. 2 runners on here with no outs. Blue Line's still in the game, and he gives up 3 hits in a row. Bases loaded. Colby Kidd finally coming in with the bases loaded, no outs. And he strikes out Chiggins for out number 1. Steve Gonzalez strikes him out for out number 2. Reeves, it's a pass ball, and a run's going to score, and it's 7-2. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Reeves up to bat, and Reeves strikes out. So Colby Kidd, almost perfect besides the passed ball, holds it down. Holds it down to make it 7-2. And Vandals tie it up here in the series 1-1. Looking here, we get a RBI from Crunkleton, RBI from Hood, Johnny Times with the RBI, and of course Gibbles with 2 2-run homers for 4 RBIs. Over on the Providence side, we get a 2-for-4, 1 RBI game from Reeves, and that's about it. Blue Line with the win. They go 8 innings, 2 earned. Barack Obama with the loss. They go 5 1/3, 7 earned runs, and Bob Gibbles is player of the game. Crabs Vandals playoffs have always been exciting. Yeah, I mean, you could say that, and I agree. Although, by exciting, I mean, some of the games have kind of sucked, at least as a Vandal. When I was a Vandal, and like it's amazing watching a game where teams up like 4 runs and then another team gets like a comeback, but like, man, it's gut wrenching as a player. You go like 7 innings and then end up losing. But yeah, there's pretty good series between the Crabs and the Vandals over the past few years. Sloth beating the Raptors here 4-1, so they take a 2-0 lead. Was this a Star Wars character? I forget who. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Whose idea was it to watch Obama on stream? I mean, most of the chat. I don't know. Everybody wanted sloths first, so that's what happened. Okay, here we get an RBI from Duke Thomas, a 2-for-1 for Boise. Over on the San Antonio side, 2 RBIs for Ash Dragon, 2 for Wilson. Collins with the loss goes 6 innings, 4 earned, and Flowers getting the win. They go 6 1/3, 1 earned. Dogan with the save, and Callaway Flowers is player of the game. The Adrian Columbus win game was the best Crabs Vandals playoff game. I have no idea what that was. Yeah, I know the Vandals and the Crabs had some good series like early on, right? Because didn't the Crabs go to the World Series a few times, but ended up always losing to the Vandals? Maybe it was just once or twice. I don't remember. Let's check. There should be no minors scores today, right? No. Okay, so looks like a majors should have an off day today. They do. So, oh no! Did I press the wrong button? Shit. I simmed today on accident. What should I do? If the Armadillos win, keep it. If they don't, resim. I think I know what I can do. Just give me a second here. I think I have an idea. This is like an old cover. Don't worry about it. I think I can do that. And go back. Talking with Person Man right now just to see if we can figure this out the right way. No, there were no elimination games. They're both 1-1. Alright, okay. So, we'll watch the replay since I didn't give the, we haven't watched the Sostidillos game. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Yeah, just bear with me for a second. Obviously, it's a shitty accident. I'm sorry about that, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Person Man saying show the box scores and move on. Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead with that. So let's do that. So of course I want to apologize. I don't want to miss any games like that. It was a really shitty thing to do. Didn't mean to click it, but it's just kind of, going on in my head. So the decision we've come to is we're just gonna show the box scores. There was no elimination games, so we're just gonna show them and we'll go through it. And of course, yeah, I'm sorry. Appreciate you guys sticking around. So we'll go through it here. San Bernardino takes game 3 at home, 2-1 here over the Hep Cats. Not much going on. We have a multi-hit game from Howard for Kansas City, but that's about it. Theeks goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs for San Bernardino. Nelson goes 4 innings, no earned runs. El Charo with the loss. Miller goes 7 innings, no earned runs, but DeMarco gets the win, and player of the game is Max Miller. And, oh, I have to go back again, don't I? Stinky. And Dillos take game 3 here, 7-2 over the Swift Steeds in their home game. So, 2-1 for the Dillos as they win 7-2. We get RBI from Josdolph and City for State College, but Dillos able to get 2 RBIs from Panda, Hamed with 1, Hamed with 2, Dover with 2, and Ruiz getting an RBI. You need to calm down with the loss. Goes 3 innings, 5 earned. Law with goes 5 1/3, no earned runs, but Hammer gets the win. Actually, player of the game is Nez Hamed. So those were the 2 minors games from yesterday that I ended up skipping on accident. You can watch the minors game now if you missed one of their games. Okay. So they're both potential elimination games, but there's also an elimination game in the majors. Might end up just watching a lot of replays. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what I'll do for now, we'll watch the Swifties and the Dillos since it's the only game we haven't watched. I'll hide the box scores, and what I'll end up doing is we'll because depending on what I pick would spoil the other game. I'll just go through this and we'll hide the other game for now. I'll figure it out from there. Okay, what I'll do is I won't tell you what my decision is for the other game, and we'll figure it out based on that. Okay, perfect. So that people can't spoil it. Anyway. Elimination game here. If the Dillos take this game, they'd win the series. If State College wins, they'll tie it up. I mean, I don't know if turning Beyond and off would help at all. And don't worry about it for now. I'll figure it out. No, I didn't turn BNN off. But don't worry, I should be able to figure this out. So Steed's 1-0 right now. As Hamed gets a walk, so 2 on here with 2 outs. Christy Abbott strikes out for number 3. Yeah, I have an idea for the other game, Smitty. I have an idea for the other game. Ooh, diving catch by the center fielder robs Giacomo of a hit. Looks like that might put runners on the corners there with John Ross hitting a single. And that's an RBI. Ties up the game 1-1. Junie Penda. Grounds out. I don't know why that was so delayed. Start off with Danny B striking out. Game's tied up here, 1 in the 3rd. Dom Drozdov lines out to the catcher. And strikeout by Haywood Dinkle. And that's a good double by Drakenberg. It went all the way to the wall. No outs. Bend over. Pops out to the second baseman. Hamed drops in the left field and might score a run. No. Runners stay on the corners here with 1 out. Christy Abbott. High pop fly. That one's to the wall. The runner going to tag up. No. The throw. Lasered by the left fielder holds him up. And a pop fly by Julio Ruiz should end the inning, so it's tied at 1. A walk for Dominguez Jr. Haka strikes out. So 2 outs here with Humongous to the wall. That might score a run. And it should. Looks like the fielder's taking their time out there. So that's a double and an RBI. And so Steeds are up 2-1. Drops that into center field, and that should be the 3rd run for the Steeds. Danny B strikes out. Ground up by Giacomo for out number 1. John Ross up the middle for a single. Nicholas Ayers down the right field line. Should put runners on the corners. No, he's going to stay at second. And pass ball allows both runners to advance in a scoring position with Junie Panda up the bat. Grounds out to the third baseman, so it scores a run as they get thrown out at first. Oh no, they were actually safe. But they get thrown out trying to go to second. So it's 3-2 here. Those are going to go to the top of the 5th. So State's still in the lead. Up the gap. Runners on the corners here with 1 out. And a pass ball is going to score a run. Makes it 4-2 here for the Swift States. High pop fly by McCollum should be out number 2. Dominguez Jr. High pop fly. It's deep towards the warning track in center field, and it's caught. Strikeout by Bend Over. Nez Hamed grounds out to the shortstop. Christy Abbott grounds out to second. So that's 3 outs. We go to the top of the 6th now. I feel like Deese has the same problem you do. Pop fly versus fly ball. I mean, I don't really differentiate. I mean, yeah, I get that. It's like we don't need 8,000 names for every play. Like, if it's in the air, I'm calling it a pop fly. I don't really think in fly balls. As Swift Steeds score their 5th run there, make it 5-2. Stolen base attempt, and they're thrown out. So, State College gets a run, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Dillows down by 3. We start up with a line drive to left field by Ruiz. Magicomo, shallow pop fly to the second baseman. Watching baseball in my life, I still get pop fly and fly ball mixed up. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to figure out what you want to say, especially like in OOTP where everything's split second. I just say the first thing that comes to my mind generally, so it's not always right, not always correct, but I mean, it's what it is. As Dub City is caught right in the outside the infield. I don't know what you'd call that, but anyway, Dinkle with a double. Brendan McCullum strikes out. High fly ball is caught towards the warning track. That one is gone. Drakenberg hitting a solo shot makes it 5-3. I think my home run thing's like off-centered now. Anyway, they do get the solo shot to make it 5-3, but that's about it. Top of the 8th now. Dominguez Jr. There's no way a catcher ever makes that play, but okay. Line out to the second baseman for out number 2, and Humongous strikes out. Christy Abbott starts us off with a line drive to the wall. That might be a triple, and no, they're gonna get thrown out, being greedy. Why? You hate to see it. You hate to see a greedy play. Magicomo to the pitcher, throws to first, round number 3. And what could have been a good inning, is instead ruined by a greedy play. Jaggedy Jimbo grounds out to the third baseman. Danny B is going to be caught in left field. Draws off, past the second baseman into center field. Dub City, just shortstop, throws on over to second, gets the force out there. Bottom out of the 9th here, last chance for the Dillos if they want to close out this series right here, right now. I'm going to start off with John Ross striking out on a pitch outside. Yeah, it's just like a GIF, and I have a hotkey for it. That it's like constantly running, but it's just not being shown. As Susteeds tie up the series 2-2. Right, yeah, okay. Susteeds beat the Dillos 5-3. looking here, we get RBI from, what is that, Danny B. 3 for 4 RBI for Dinkle, and then RBIs from Humongous and Jimbo. Over on the Dilla side, we get a RBI for Pan and Drakenberg, as well as one for Haters. John Ross going 3 for 4. Excuse me. Pitching, Tam goes 2 and a third, but Thorne gets the win. Adelpha with a hold and Evans with a save. Thomas getting the loss for the Dillos, and player of the game is Haywood Dinkle. Okay, so I'm going to put this cover up. Ignore that this is an old prime time. Okay, cool. This works out for me. Alright. So, I'm going to show the box score for this one because it was not an elimination. If there was an elimination, I would have just shown the replay. But because there wasn't, I'm just going to go through the box score so that we can keep the stream from like not being 8,000 hours long. Yeah, technical difficulty stream would be great. Hepcats here beating the 66ers 8-3 in game number 4 here. Taters going 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs, 2 RBIs for Hodge and RBI for Howard. From the San Bernardino side, we get an RBI from Bunty. Mo Willis going 3 for 5. RBI for Theeks and an RBI for Kyle Bellinger Jr. Excuse me. Pitching, Galvin gets the win, goes 5 2/3, 3 earned. Daly with the loss. And player of the game is Sandy Taters. Alright, and I have one thing to do. I need to do a change for Kansas City. Run that quick. Move Dream Nelson to the bullpen with long relief. Avoid high leverage. Where is he? Okay. That should be the only change. Perfect. Yeah, I will cover up the screen. Just give me a second. I wanted to make that change first so I didn't forget. So again, put this old cover up, ignore it, and we'll go to the majors. And, oh, I thought this was an elimination game. Wasn't it? Let me see. Okay, yeah, they are elimination games. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about. Anyway. Ignore me. I'm not good at paying attention. Anyway, here we'll play this replay of, I believe this is game number 3 of Boise and Sloths, and Sloths were up 2-0. So, yeah, as TOK said, if the Sloths win this one, it'd be an elimination game because they'd be up 3-0. I don't know why it's so quiet. Anyway, first inning, very quiet here. As an expert at losing playoffs, the path to losing, I understand. What do you mean, Halfie? It's not 3-0 yet. Well, I don't know, because we're watching the replay. But it's 2-0 in this series. It's best of 5, with Sauce up 2-0 so far. There's 1 hit so far between each team. Make that 2. A hit apiece for each team as Brunson gets a single. Petra Sabor strikes out. What do you mean? TLK. No, I was going to show this game regardless of what happened. I wasn't going to just show it if it was an elimination or not. Because I'd rather show, like... I'd rather show a Majors game whether or not it was an elimination, just because Majors is more important. IMO. I mean, not IMO, but like picking between Majors and Minors. I'm going to watch more Majors games than Minors games, if at all possible. So Boise in the lead here, 1-0. Ash Dragon gets a single. Double play on Tomato Turtle. So it's 2 outs. Roberto Kahn grounds out to short. So bottom of the third, Boise up by 1. Oh, man. Ooh, Finn Reese gets a single there. And was that a bunt? And went like a line drive to the first baseman? Can't we hide those stats? I mean, we could, but then you'd have no idea, like, who's up. Like, I mean, you could if you went, like... No. I mean, you'd have to set it up, like, during an actual game, I think. Oh, yeah, you could do minus signs. Although I don't think it's going to work in a replay. No. Anyway, okay, let's just get back to this. Down the line, but Petra Sabor, and it's a double, and it's gonna score 2 runs. It looks like, so 3-0. I mean, you can be boring and look at the stats, or not. I mean, yeah. I don't think I could turn them off in a replay. I think that's the issue here. I mean, I'd rather let people watch their games regardless, even if they know what's going on, but yeah. Yeah, exactly, Taco. Lonnie Anderson up the middle for a single. Anyway, I'll talk about this more after the game. Finn Reese drops down the right field for a single. Scores a run and puts runners on the corners with 1 out. So it's 4-0 here. That might be enough to tag up. No, they don't even think about it. The next sim day, just turn off BNN. Yeah, I'll talk about it in a second. And in a second, like I said, when the game's over, because there's some interesting scenarios to have to go through. No problem, hummus. I was considering, I usually like to do Saturdays, Yeah, afternoon for me. I like to do Saturdays, but I think I think we're having company this weekend. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. It might be Sunday though, and not Saturday, but I'm not sure. But because it's my brother and my mom's birthdays are coming up in the next week or so. So this weekend's gonna be the chance for everybody to kind of come and celebrate all the birthdays because I have my dad, my brother, and my mom are all in September, and I'm all by myself in January. But yeah, so this weekend's like everybody's kind of birthday weekend, if that makes any sense. Excuse me. Enjoy the family time. Yeah, it'll be cool. I haven't seen my brother in, I don't know, since I moved in, so I want to say 2 months. Happy birthday to Diesel and lots of Christmas babies. Yeah, this is how it is, dude. There's so many people in September. I have at least like 4 or 5 friends. I know there's like 3 or 4 people I've seen in the league with birthdays already. It's crazy. September's just a huge month for birthdays. It's funny. While we're on the topic of birthdays and there's not a lot of action going on in the game, was that a solo shot? Solo shot by Scott Poe makes it 4-1. Anyway, what was I trying to say? I was supposed to be a New Year's baby, almost. That was around the time I was expected, but supposedly I ended up taking a little while longer than I was supposed to. But that would have been cool. That would have been cool to be a January 1st, 2000 baby, but ended up being January 6th instead. January 22nd. Hey, January babies are always the best. You were a New Year's baby, Shu? Yo, that's sick. That's so cool. My sister was expected on January 1st, born a few days later. What the fuck are you, my sister? Imagine not having a birthday between March 7th and March 9th. Diesel, you're born in 2000. Yes, I was born in 2000. Right after New Year's in 2000? Yep. Shoot. So like, okay, I get it now. Shoot, yeah, that's confusing. But yeah, yeah, born in 2000. So it's cool being born in January, like early January 2000. I'm just basically always with the year, so that makes it easy. Like 2021, I'll be 21. Just easy math. Yeah, I have no idea what would even translate to January, like April. Like that's just a weird month. I could probably go into the reasoning. More, but that's something not to talk about on stream, I'm sure. I mean, it'd be funny if it was spring break, but my parents had me when they were old. I think my mom was like 37, I want to say. My dad was like 35, so they were in their 30s when I was born, so pretty old parents. I'm just saying, it's not like they were on spring break. They, had jobs and stuff and had my brother, so. Okay. So we have our box scores now. And we'll go run through this again real quick since we didn't actually get to see it. April Fool's baby was new. Could you imagine my whole life I'm just been an April Fool's baby? That would be amazing. Oh, that's so funny. I should ask my parents that. Oh man. Raptors beating the Sloths here 4-1, makes it a 2-1 series. 2 RBIs for Saber, RBI for Finn Reese, Gold with an RBI, and Poe getting an RBI for San Antonio. Dub City. Dude Manbro with the loss goes 6 2/3, 4 earned. Rune with the win goes 6 1/3, 1 earned, and Moston with the save. Tsuka Rune is player of the game. Imagine not being a 2005 kid. Oh my gosh, TARDIS. You're making me feel old, and I'm not even old. Ugh. You know, at least back when I was a kid, we still had like VHSs and whatnot. We weren't that far ahead. Looking here. Vancouver takes a 2-1 lead. It was tied 1-1. They take a 2-1 lead here in game number 3. 6-1 over the Crabs. This time it's them shutting them down. RBI from Knox is about it for the Crabs over on the Vancouver side. We get 2 from McMuffin, 2 from Sessions, and Sacklodge getting 1 as well. Gibbles having a great series so far. 2 for 4 game. 43 with the loss goes 6 1/3, 5 earned. Bentley goes 6 1/3, 1 earned. And Kid with the save. Austin Bentley's player of the game. Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, I wanted to be able to have the Boise's win on there because, you know, if you think about it, it would suck if they only got 1 win and they didn't even get to watch it. So that's kind of the point of playing the replay, even when people figured it out. But yeah, okay, we're in a really weird spot here because we have 4. We have 4 elimination games. And I don't really know if I want to play like 4 elimination games and then like 4 more. Yeah, it's rough. Okay, well, what we'll do is we've already gone through these. You say it's an off day for the minors tomorrow. I believe you. Yeah. Should be a split. Okay. So both of these are elimination games. Do we really want to play both and then have to play both minors games? I don't know. Do you guys want to see every game? I mean, I'm kind of hesitant, but it's also kind of unfair not to play them. Yes, it is the playoffs. Okay. Man. Alrighty. 6 games max. Alright. I mean, you say 6 games like it's nothing. We'll see. We'll see. If I start to die of exhaustion, I'll let you guys know, but we'll just go with it for now. Minors or win or go home for all teams? Do you need a co-host? No, I'm okay. It's just long streams. Long streams are long streams regardless. And we're getting disaster scenarios here. I mean, at least these 2 games will... I think they're both 2-1 here, so these can keep going. Minors are all or nothing, so those will be over once they're over. Okay, cool. Plenty more to cover over the next 6 games. Oh, goodness. Alright, so we got Nate Pearson versus Brent Lemieux 2, Electric Boogaloo. And again, this is an elimination game. If the Vandals win, they will move on to the semis. And if the Crabs win, they force an elimination game 5. We start off with strikeouts by Knox and Litteris. And looking here, Morimura is going to get on base with a single, 2 outs. But Small will strike out, so Crab's going to hit, but no runs. Parents of PBE, do you actually know? Because I think it's like depends on the parents. I feel like a older couple would probably like know. Like younger couples, I mean, if you just think about it a little bit, they'd probably be like, I don't know. Just happened. So you get a home run by Crunkleton. Solo shot makes it 1-0. And Rick Hood with a single to get on base here with 1 out. This is right after. Yeah, there you go, hummus. Yeah, but I think it depends. I mean, you know, like if it would depend. Like if it's the whoa, they scored a run there. Wasn't expecting him to go for it. But that makes it 2-0 there. Ooh, that was loud. Yeah, like I said, it depends. I mean, if you're like 2 people who are like going at it like all the time, you probably don't know the date that your kid came around. But like, you know, if it's like something where it's like twice a week, you know, every week, then you probably do know the date. But like I said, just probably depends on like how often. I would have to assume. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm just some 20-year-old kid, so yeah. Thought it involved flying storks making deliveries. I remember their birthday. Imagine having kids. So a strikeout by Shooter Me, and second we go to the third. Still Vandals up 2-0. 20. You could have 20 kids by now. That's true, Dub City, but that would involve me having to like go outside and actually talking to people. Chris King getting a double here to start us off. Theodore Crunkleton. It's the Vancouver series score? No, it's 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 Vandals. As Rick Hood is going to score the RBI there on a single. So Vandals taking a 3-0 lead. And the Thunderdome is rocking so far. As Johnny Times second grounds out to the second baseman. Wasn't the legal age of a child? Actually, I don't know. I mean, you'd assume 18, but I don't know. I don't know if there actually is like a legal thing. I mean, obviously there's like a legal... there's like obviously precursors to that where there are like age limits, so that's probably like more to the answer, but I don't think there's specifically an age where like it's illegal to have kids. I wouldn't know though. I have no idea what the laws are, especially in California, because we have like 8 billion laws and none of them make any sense. Speaking of weird laws, I don't know if it's still a thing, but I know in California, I don't know if it's still a law, but you cannot harpoon a whale while in a moving vehicle. I believe that's the law. Something like that. And I don't know why that's a law, but it's a law. Marcus Reeves, pop fly. Round up 1. John Dowd grounds out to the second baseman. And Rusty Kuntz grounds out to second. So that's 3 up, 3 down, and Vandals still have a 3-0 lead. But yeah, it's always fun if you ever like are bored and you have some time. Just like Google your yeah, if Google like your state's weird laws, and you'll find some funny stuff there. Like I think there's also a law here in California in like one specific city where like you're not allowed to eat ice cream while riding a horse or something like that, if I remember. I'm pretty sure that's illegal in most states, Mouse. Bestiality is illegal in like majority of the states. Is there a way to change your username on here? Vandal's scoring one more, by the way, as I'm paying attention to the chat. I mean, sure. What do you mean, Tiki? Are you talking about on Twitch? No, you can change your username on Twitch. I don't know how, but I remember being every 6 months you can change your username or something like that. Cause my original Twitch username used to be DieselJ123, and I just changed it to Diesel_J. I would just like Google like change Twitch username, and there's probably a link for it somewhere. Anyway, 4-0. Vandals closing out Crabs so far. Richard Small with a strikeout. Mr. Kamish dealing so far. Just one hit. Chiggins grounds out to short. Gonzalez gets a hit there. A little single into left field. But Marcus Reeves strikes out. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Vandals up by 4. Wait, Lomia's good? Oh, I don't know why I thought I saw Bentley. My bad. I get you mixed up because you guys like your pictures seem so similar to me. I don't know why. Yeah, I brain fart a lot. It happens. Never forget when Diesel advanced the sim one day without playing any games. Speaking of, we're trying to think of things to talk about as John Dowd gets a walk here to start us off. I stole my nickname from my brother, funny enough. Yeah, my brother used to always go by the nickname Diesel J for the longest time, and I just kind of stole it because I'm unoriginal, and so now I use it for everything, which I'm sure is gonna be weird someday. We're gonna like cross usernames, and it's gonna be weird, but I don't know. I usually don't play the same stuff as him, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just kind of a funny thing. Cause when I was a little kid, why was he Diesel J? So in my family, we have a lot of J's in the family. I'm Jacob. My brother and my dad are James. So there's the J, and the Diesel comes from he went to school to be a diesel technician. He works on buses right now, actually. So yeah, it was just Diesel and J for James, so that's how he got Diesel J. But when I was a little kid, like 5 or 6, and I had first like started getting on the computer, my nicknames used to be like Jakey 2000, so I ended up having to change that eventually, cause like I don't know, Jakey's just kind of a silly name. Great story, Jake. Wow, LBG, you're really gonna go there. Sorry, I kind of apologize. I was reading a little bit too much chat there, not paying attention to an elimination game. It's kind of unfair to the Vandals and the Crabs. Sorry about that. Just kind of got engrossed in the talking, but Vandals shut out the Crabs, and that is the elimination game. So Vandals taking a 3-1 lead in the series, and they are going to move on to the semifinals. I thought you were all into diesel engines when a bomber truck, and DJ was like, no idea. We're capable of watching the stream. Yeah, Crabs looked good in game 1, and I thought they were going to hold on to that, but Vandals' offense just, it finally woke up for once. Historically, you've just been quiet in the playoffs, but they held up, and the pitching just played real well. No runs for the Crabs. Of course, RBIs down the heart of the order for Vancouver. Crunkleton, Hood, McMuffin, and Times with RBI each. You had Crabs repeating. I didn't do predictions because I'm a season 22, but I'm rooting for the Vandals, just like as an ex-Vandal, and none of my teams being in the playoffs. So, I'd hope to see the Vandals go as far as they can go, but obviously not in my control. Anyway, Pearson with the loss goes 4 and a third, 4 earned. Lomeu getting the win to go 7 innings, no earned runs. Ripspot with the save. Enjoy retirement, by the way. Hope that arm holds up in your later years. That's true. I mean, to be fair, Dawson went from throwing like 88 miles an hour most of his career to throwing like 95 as a geezer, so that's something. Did Crabs lose it all? Yep, Crabs are eliminated. They're the first team eliminated so far. Player of the game is Brent Lomeu. And I want to put a cover up just in case, because this shouldn't have simmed the other game. Okay, it didn't. Cool. And Dawson just to confirm. Yeah, it's funny how the archetypes work like that. Nobody starts throwing 95 heaters, I don't know. I mean, if I'd have gone to the bullpen, it would have made sense. But, Series MVP? Sure, I can look at that real quick. Johnny Times the second, hitting 429, 467, 643, 3 RBIs and 6 hits and 14 at-bats. Anyway, go manage this game. Another elimination game. That is, if the Sloths win, they will advance. If Boise wins, we go to a game 5. Oh, that's loud. TOK just got back. The Crabs were eliminated. Vandals are the first team in the semifinals. Vandals winning their series 3-1. Sorry to tell you that, TLK. I know you're a Crabs faithful. GG Vandals. That's the first time the Vandals have beaten the Crabs in the playoffs since like probably the original run, right? I gotta think the Crabs have eliminated the Vandals so many times that it's probably like the first time, huh? Since like a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, I gotta think, what, season 15, 16, 17? No. 16, 17, 18, 19? Could be wrong. I feel like it was like 4 in a row. 4 or 5 in a row. I want to think. Was Florida season 14 or 13? Yeah, I mean, we got 2 on here with 2 outs. Chip to Zoo. Grounds out to short, so they threaten but do not score. Yeah, Beebs, it's such a weird, what's the word? Dichotomy? How, like, all the, like, the early guys, you know, they all know, like, the Vandals is, like, the 1-5 straight. The whole 1-5 straight thing. But, like, for me and all of us, like, new guys that came on, like, season 9 and later, like, all we've ever known is, like, the Vandals that constantly lose, like, have constantly gotten eliminated in the playoffs. So that's why it's, like, it's so weird how people are, like, when you see people who are like, Vandals don't deserve to be in the playoffs, I want to see anybody but the Vandals win, and it's like, why? They've never even been in a World Series since, like, season 6, season 7, I don't know. So it's just like, yeah, it's weird. As there's like people that know Vandals is like a dominant team, and then there's people that know the Vandals is like the team they've been lately. Vandals are the lost in season 6. Yeah. Ground out there by Gold. Finn Reese with 2 outs will line out to the center fielder, makes a diving catch. So it's still 0-0 so far. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. The only thing I ever like get annoyed with, like I said, is like the people who like act like the Vandals deserve to lose. Like, that's the only thing I don't get. But otherwise, it's cool to have like that like, you know, it's like the Yankees before like the 2000s and the Yankees now. You know how like people always used to know the Yankees as like the dominant team for like so many different eras, and then like for people that became fans of baseball in the last like 15 years, we've always known the Yankees to like be a good team, but they've always sucked and like lost in the playoffs. It's a home run by Connor McDavitt to make it 1-0. So yeah, Boise takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. They're gonna go to the top of the 5th. But yeah, it's definitely weird how like people can remember certain things and like other people can see it a different way. Like I said with the Yankees, for my example, like you ask somebody from like the 90s or like the 80s. I don't know how they were in the 90s and 80s, but like you ask somebody from those eras, and the Yankees are like, you know, this crazy team that always, you know, that like nobody could beat, and they're always like winning these World Series, you know, 27 World Series. But like people like me as a kid, like all I've ever known is the Yankees never winning a World Series. It's just kind of like a weird thing. Sloss get out of dominating 2-game lead and all of a sudden power outage. Yeah, it's weird how that's gone. They've been quiet. Bases loaded here. No outs. With Lucas Gold up to bat. Shallow pop fly though for out number 1. Finn Reese. Oh! And it's almost a double play, but they get the forced out at home, so 2 outs. And the forced out at second, so they don't score. They get the bases loaded with no outs and do not score. Maybe the Yankees sucked in the 80s, maybe 70s, but yeah, I think it may have been more the 90s. I was 9 in 2009 Chuosu, so like I wasn't following it that hard, you know. And 2-run shot by Nick Wilson takes the lead just like that. But yeah, like I don't remember the Yankees ever winning in 2009. I mean, I didn't really start like following baseball hard until like 2012-ish. So yeah, for me, I'm in a world where like, well, I'm just saying, like from my perspective, I've never known the Yankees as like the dominant like World Series contenders, but other people have. Or like, you ask an A's fan from the 80s, and like, they're completely different to like A's fans today. Stuff like that. Ooh, let's see, was that 2 walks in a row there? It appeared like it. 2 on with 2 outs. Post strikes out, so 2-1 here. We go to the bottom of the 7th. I do remember the Cards winning a World Series. I want to say 2000. 2011? When was it? Was it 13? 2011? Yeah, I remember the Cards winning. I remember Kansas City. I remember the Giants 3-peat. But who else was in there? 2010 was the Giants. 2010 was the Giants. 2011 was the Cardinals. 2012 was the Giants. We got bases loaded here again with no outs, but this time with the Sloths. Ash Dragon line out to the center fielder, but the runner tags, and they're gonna be safe. So 3-1. 13 was the Red Sox. I don't think it was the Red Sox. Was it? Actually, it might have been. I know they had one recently, but all I can remember is 2004. I know they had like the first one in like 90 years or whatever. Yeah, replay win. So 3-1 here at the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, and then 14 was the Giants, 15 was the Royals, 16 was the Cubs, 17 was the Astros, 18 was the Red Sox, 19 was Washington. Right, okay. Yeah. I know Texas had a couple of World Series where they got their butts kicked, if I remember correctly. Yankees won 25 World Series in the 1900s. Yeah, exactly. I think their big years were like the 50s and 60s, right? Well, for me, Beebs, as well, we're very close to an elimination scenario here. Is Boise, at the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and they're down by 2. Petra Sabor, 2 outs, and they strike out. So San Antonio advances to the semifinals as well, as they beat the Raptors 3-1, and they take the series 3-1. 2 RBIs from Wilson, RBI from Dragon. Over on the Boise side, we got RBI from McDavitt, but that's about it. Rose with the win, goes 6 1/3, 1 earned. Dogan with the save. Biscuit with the loss, going 7 innings, 3 earned. Player of the game is Ryan Rose. And there should be no minors, right? No minors. Okay, so both majors games are over, thankfully. Major series. Oh. So we can finish today. And go here. We have 2-2 games. So pick where we go for, I'll do a poll. Actually, no. What am I saying? I'll just do, Yeah, Vandals won 3-1. I'll do this one because we did this one last. So we'll do San Bernardino 66ers. Okay, yeah, BNN is off. Alrighty, so both of these games are going to be elimination game 5s. We got San Bernardino and Kansas City. In Kansas City. Start off with a bunch of strikeout. So what was I saying? Yeah, for me as a kid, always just like, especially as an A's fan, there's just an inherited hate of the Yankees. Any A's fan knows this. I'm sure most teams are like that, where they hate the Yankees even if they're not like direct rivals. But yeah, like I've always known them as like the team that spends all their money and is always like an annoying like threat, no matter like what year it is. But it was funny when they really struggled. I want to say like in the mid like 2010s. That was definitely an interesting thing to see. Runners on the corners here with 1 out in the bottom of the first, and that's gonna be a run. Sean Scott getting the RBI, make it 1-0 here with 2 on, 1 out. Hodge should be a double play, and it is. Yeah, the teams that always spend all their money is annoying threat, but never wins is the Dodgers. Yeah, it's funny. But like for me as an A's fan, like there's really our biggest rivals. Like before the Astros ever came around, you know, it was never like Texas. It was never like the Mariners or the Angels. Our biggest rivals were like the Giants and the Dodgers and the Yankees. Really, like those three were the teams we probably hated the most. Cause like being like a small market team, you always just hated those big market teams. It's like, how come you guys just get to throw money at whoever you want, and we're here giving away our players every year? You know, obviously flawed thinking, but yeah, that was kind of just how we saw it. So I remember being at a Dodgers game, I think in 2018, there was against the A's, and there was a fight like a couple rows behind me because their owner chief is up. Yeah, obviously, like it's flawed thinking. Like we don't blame our other team, but we blame other teams for wanting to compete. But yeah, it's just always how it is. I hate the Giants, hate the Dodgers. But really, we haven't had an AL West like hardcore like opponent until the Astros came around, I want to say. So we got 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out for the 66ers. Al Bunty hits it to the second baseman who drops it, so that's going to score a run and tie the game. And there's runners at the corners with 1 out. Shallow pop fly, so the runner's not going to be able to advance. Yeah, I never liked any of the Yankees players ever. I can't really think of anybody except like Sonny Gray, of course, because we traded him, but he only went there for like 1 year. Giving guys like Hamilton 10 years, $500 million. What? Colvin with a single there, the 1 out. Oh, past the shortstop. So it puts 2 on here with 1 out. Ooh, and line drive for round number 2. And Hodge strikes out. So it's still 1-1. Here we go to the top of the 4th. Yeah. But I guess I would say like the only people we really didn't like as A's fans, like in our division, it's probably Texas. Texas in like the early 2010s, like 2012, 2013, 14, like that kind of area. because we were both competing for the division, and then definitely didn't like the Mariners, especially when Felix would pitch, because any A's fan also knows that Felix, fucking hate him. Excuse the language, but God, that guy had our number so bad. But yeah, that's all I can really think of. So we got a runner on second here with 1 out. What's about to be 2 outs? Yeah, King Felix. He just, oh man, he kicked the A's ass for years. As Kansas City scores run there to make it 2-1. I don't know, a thing or two about people having teams numbers. Sure, go ahead. That's another run there. It's a double by Rose. Oh, and he's going for third. I don't know what happened there. He stopped at second and went to third, so it scores another run and makes it 4-1. Whit Merrifield, Tim Anderson. Is Felix still in my nightmares? Yeah. How many incredible plays the Mariners have had of the years, but nothing to do with it? Yeah, of course. Ooh, a 2-run shot by Sandy Taters makes it 6-1. And ground out by Sean Scott ends the inning finally. But yeah, if you think about it, as a safe stolen base attempt there by Myth, Gonzalez with a strikeout. What do you think about it? Like, they had Ichiro, Hernandez, Cano. Who else am I thinking of? Just in the past, like, not even like in the past like 20, 30 years, just like in the past 10 years. I mean, Ichiro was more towards the early 2000s though. Griffey was more 90s though, wasn't he? I was thinking lately, like they had Cano, they had Kyle Seager when he was good. Yeah, I don't know who else I could think of. Yeah, I know like in the 90s they were really good, in the early 2000s too, but I'm just thinking like in my generation. A-Rod, yeah, they did have A-Rod, huh, for a little while. Seven to 1 here at Kansas City. The wheels going off the rails here for San Bernardino so far. It's hard and long, strikes out. Nelson Cruz, right? Nelson Cruz. Edwin Diaz. They had Edwin Diaz. Now I'm thinking about it too. And Theeks is able to score on the single by Big Jim. So it's 7-2. Wait, what? It's a balk. Okay. It was a balk apparently. And runners on the corners now with that little bloop single on the left. Pass ball makes it 7-3 or 7-4. I don't know why it updated really quick if it was 7-3. It is 7-3. Okay. And that's gonna drop. So runners on the corners again with just 1 out. Randy Myth, hot hitter, hits that one deep, but it's gonna be caught. But it's gonna allow the run to advance, and it's 7-4. Jeter's really good, but nothing can beat the great Bambino and DiMaggio. Yeah, that's true. So 7-4 now, bottom of the 6th, as Thomas Rose strikes out. Glad we got just one more game after this, because my voice is starting to give out. Blech. Sandy Taters hits a single up the middle. And high pop fly should end the 6th, and it does. Still 7-4. Al Bunty pops out, or I guess flies out for out number 1. Mo Willis into right field for a single. And stolen base attempt by Mo Willis is safe hard and long with 3 balls. Is going to get a walk. So 2 runners on with 1 out, and Theeks up to bat hitting .316. Stolen base attempt at third, the double steal, and they overthrow it. So he's going to score, and it's 7-5, and a runner at third. So runner in scoring position now with just 1 out, and another pass ball, and it's 7-6. San Bernardino coming back into this game on some bad errors by Kansas City. You hate to see it, as Crowbar Theeks strikes out for out number 2. Big Jim with 2 outs, nobody on, and they'll strike out. But San Bernardino scoring 5 unanswered runs to make it 7-6 here. Elimination game 5 of the minors semifinals. Dylan Hodge will strike out. Joe Torrent ground out to the second baseman. Ooh. And Alderson grounds out to the pitcher. So 3 up, 3 down. San Bernardino down by 1. Top of the 8th. Do they have what it takes, or will they fall short? We start with a ground out by Matthew Lane for out number 1. Gerald Lim will strike out. Out number 2. Randy Myth. He's going to take a walk on over to first, so a runner on with 2 outs. Danny Gonzalez up to bat. Danny Gonzalez up the gap. It's going to put runners on the corners here with 2 outs. And Al Bunty is caught by the shortstop. So they threaten, put a runner on third, but they don't score. So one more chance here for San Bernardino on the top of the 9th. Otherwise, they are going to be out of the playoffs. As Tex Justice grounds out Chase Howard. It's a pop fly ball, whatever, to the center fielder. And Thomas Rose past the third baseman in the left field for a single. Kansas City not dead just yet. Stolen base attempt is going to be safe. And hits it right in front of the catcher. Throws to first, gets the out. San Bernardino down by 1. Top of the 9th. Last chance here to try to tie this game or take the lead. This is an elimination game here. Mo Willis is going to walk to start us off. 4 pitches. Hard and long. Strikes out for out number 1. Crowbar Theeks. And it's a pass ball. Runner going to second. No throw. Runner in scoring position with 1 out. And that one, it's to the wall and it's gone! 8-7. San Bernardino takes the lead on a 2-run shot by Crowbar Theeks. And now 66ers in the lead. With just 1 out and a runner on first. Matthew Lane hits a high pop fly towards left center, and it's going to be caught. Joe Lim with 2 outs will strike out. San Bernardino, though, has the lead. It's their game to lose now. Bottom of the 9th. Jackson DeMarco still pitching. Sandy Taters up to bat. He's going to start us off. The diving catch by the center fielder for out number 1. Brennan Kennedy. And Kennedy drops that in the right for a single. Dylan Hodge, runner on with 1 out. Runner's going to steal second, and they're safe. Runner in scoring position with 1 out. To the shortstop. Throws the first, out number 2. Joe Torrent. It's a pass ball. Runner's going to advance to third. Full count, 2 outs. And Torrent's going to strike out, and the 66ers win. 66ers take game number 5, an elimination game, in dramatic fashion. Kansas City scored 7 by the 5th. They were up 7-1. And the 66ers didn't give up. They scored 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 9th to take an 8-7 lead. Oh man, what a game. What a game. RBI from Al Bunty, 2 from Theeks, Jim with an RBI, and Myth with an RBI. If you don't like that, you don't like PBE Miners Baseball. Instant classic. What an incredible game. Yeah, that's crazy. Rose with 2 RBIs. Going 2 for 4s. Taters 3 for 5, 2 RBIs. Torrent going 3 for 5. RBI for Justice, RBI for Howard. It's just not quite enough. Finesse Insider goes 3 2/3, 6 earned, but DeMarco getting the win, going 3 innings, just 2 hits. And we get a subscription from C Does It, so thank you for that. Hepcats, everyone else, 66ers, Mounties now. Oof. Hammersmith goes 5 1/3, 3 earned, 10 strikeouts, but Joden gets a loss and the blown save. And if you're Joden, I'm sure you're upset about that one. Excuse me. Player of the game is Crowbar Theeks. And it looks like this team came up short. Kansas City, Sandy Taters was named Series MVP. Really? Interesting. I'll have to go look at the other one real quick. Just reminded me. Yeah, Sandy Taters, despite losing, gets the Series MVP. They hit 348, 375, 870 slugging. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. They definitely they definitely popped off. Wow. Okay, so let me go check the majors real quick. Giant Times, of course. Nick Wilson of the Sloths is a Series MVP for the Sloths one. And we'll go back to the minors. And we'll play game number 5 of the Dillos and Swiftsteeds. Last game of the day, last elimination game. Playoff picture mostly set. Winner of this game will go on to play the 66ers, of course, in the Minor League World Series on Thursday. Hepcats getting run over on Route 66. Yeah, you're right about that one. Pretty crazy. And Dillo starting off with a couple of strikeouts. Ruiz up to bat. And they're going to ground out to the third baseman. So 3 up, 3 down to start us off. Up the middle by Danny B. He's going to get a single. Dom Drozdov beans the batter, so 2 on here, no outs. Dub City, high pop fly. Fly ball. I keep saying pop fly. It's caught. Ooh, stolen base attempt. It's a double steal. They get the runner at third, but not at second, so run on second with 2 outs, and a strikeout by Dinkle ends the inning. It's payback for the broken heart in Season 17 Minor League World Series. Wait, what happened in the Season 17 Minor League World Series? Double by Bendover scores Hamed from first for the first run of the game, and Dillo's taking 1-0 lead. I'm confused though, what do you mean by the Minor League World Series shoe? Season 17. That was, what? They didn't win in Season 17 in the World Series. Do you mean the semifinals? I'm confused. SAT. Okay, I was gonna say because Mounties won season 17. I was like, what? Yeah, season 18 was kind of a crazy one. Really, the Mounties shouldn't even been in season 18. I don't know how they got in, but that was a good series. They get the runner trying to steal second there. Still 1-0 here. We're gonna go to the bottom of the third. Dilla's up by 1, which I just said, so I don't know why I'm repeating myself. Gonna start off with a single up the middle by Humongous. Pop out there by Jimbo. Danny B. Stolen base attempt by Humongous is successful. And that's going to be an RBI single by Danny B to tie up the game 1-1. Another stolen base attempt. They're going to be safe for Danny B. And they beat the throw from third. So runners on the corners with 1 out. That's going to drop. That's going to score a run. 2-1. Runners on first and second, just 1 out. Pop fly. Fly ball. I keep saying pop fly every time. Fly ball. It's caught in right field, and a strikeout by McCollum. So, Steeds on top 2-1 here. In game number 5, of course, elimination game number 5. Winner takes all. And Ruiz is going to get on base with a single to start us off. Hamed grounding into the double play. And bend over with 2 outs and a full count. Almost a home run. Looked like it was going to be out of here, but it's caught by the right fielder at the warning track. Dominguez Jr. striking out. Start off the bottom of the 4th. Haka up to bat. And they'll ground out to the shortstop. No, it's an error, and they're going to go to second on the missed throw. And a home run by Humongous will make it 4-1. Humongous what? You say? A humongous 2-run shot there as it makes it 4-1. And another one. Danny B this time makes it 6-1. Pop up by Drozdov for out number 2. Dub City fly ball to the center fielders caught for out number 3. But Steeds taking a commanding 6-1 lead, but can't call it a game just yet. If anybody if anybody can remember last game, obviously. Not that I want to jinx it, but well, I probably already jinxed it. The caster's curse. As Magic Como is going to get hit by pitch and go to first. John Ross will strike out. Ooh. Weird play. The pitcher just like goes 1,000 miles an hour, gets the ball and throws it to first before the runner could even make it. Ground out by Dinkle for out number 1. McCollum will strike out. And Xavier Dominguez Jr. Pop fly is caught by the second baseman. 6-1 here. Top of the 6th now. Junie Panda strikes out. Jackenberg is caught at the warning track. Out number 2, Ruiz. In the gap in left field. And it just keeps rolling, and they're going to get a double. Nez Hamed past the second baseman. That should score a run. The throw is close, but not in time. It's 6-2. Bend over to the shortstop. Throws him over to second. Gets the force out there. So Dillos score 1, but they're still down by 4. Trying to do like multiple things at once there. Full count. Ground out to first. So we go to the top of the 7th. We'll see if Dillos have anything left in the tank, as they're still down by 4. And it starts off with a strikeout by Christy Abbott. Magicomo up the middle for a single. John Ross. Line drive, diving catch by the center fielder. Possibly saves the run there. Ayers to the third baseman, gets the out at first, but the... Oh no, that was out number 3. Okay, so bottom of the 7th now. Still 6-2. Danny B grounds out to the pitcher. Draws it off. Looks like a warning track power. It's going to be caught. Dub City. Solo shot. No doubt about it. Makes it 7-2. And a ground out by Dinkle to end the 7th. Last couple of chances here for the Dillos if they're going to try to come back into this game down by 5. Jackenberg down the line. It's going to put runners at the corners here. No outs for the Dillos. Ruiz. Shallow pop fly is caught by the shortstop for out number 1, so runner still at the corners, 1 out. Hamed down the line. That's going to score 1. It's going to be 7-3. Runner in scoring position, 2 on here, 1 out. Bend over up to bat. Bend over! 3-run shot, and it's 7-6. This game's not over just yet. Fly out by Christy Abbott for out number 2. Full count for Magicomo. Tie game! It's a tie game on the solo shot by Magicomo. 7-7. And just like that, it's a tie game. Wow. Strikeout by Ross ends the top of the 8th. But the Dillos trying to make a copy of the 66ers here, scoring 5 at the top of the 8th to tie the game. Brendan McCullen, pop fly for out number 1. Sir Javier Dominguez Jr. drops down to center field for a single with 1 out. Haka Haka up to bat. They're going to ground out to the pitcher who gets the double play. It's a tie game. We go to the top of the 9th here. We'll see if the Dillos have what it takes to take the lead here. As Ayers starts us off with a single. Junie Panda hits a ball way outside the zone. It's going to put runners on the corners and no outs. Sim seems to be taking its time there as the fielder takes forever. And that should be the leading run. Throw not in time. Dillos take the lead 8-7. Fly out by Ruiz for out number 2. And Hamed. Stolen base attempt by Junie Panda. And they're going to throw them out. But the Dillos take the lead here, and it's their game to lose now. Almost a carbon copy of the last game we just watched. As Humongous is going to strike out for out number 1. Swift Steed's up against the walls of what should have been their game. Jaggedy Jimbo. Stopped by the shortstop. Amazing play for out number 2. And Danny B with a fly out to the right fielder, and the Dillos win. The The Dillos! Out of nowhere! Take that game! Oh my goodness. That is something else, I have to say. That's... in the snap of a finger, the series can just completely flip. And just like that, RBI for Drakenberg, Hamed with 2 RBIs, Bendover with 4, Magicoma with the RBI, Danny B with 3 RBIs, Dub City with 2 RBIs, Humongous with 2 RBIs, but it's not enough. So Dillos take it 8-7. Almost felt like a carbon copy of the last game. Both teams going in the World Series here won 8-7. And just amazing comeback victories. 5 runs in the 8th. Bendover is series MVP. Pitching, Sims goes 3 in the 3rd, 2 earned, but the win goes to Morgan. You need to come down, goes 4 innings, 1 earned, but the loss and a blown save going to Evans. And player of the game is Bendover. So, World Series will be 66ers versus the Dillos. And I believe the 66ers are above them, so it should be in favor of the 66ers getting home field advantage. I want to see if we could see the schedule for the PBE of what the matchups are going to be. So, looks like Vandals, Scorpions, Sloths, Voyagers is going to be the semifinals for that one. All right, so that's about it. Complete heartbreaker series for both of those Miners teams. It's crazy. 66 for the 4. Oh yeah, they did have that crazy losing streak, huh? Right. Okay. Well, we'll see how that all goes. Yeah, definitely crazy night, crazy series. So why you love the Miners? Just so insane. But yeah, just crazy series. Just 2 amazing Game 5 comebacks. I mean, how often do you see that? Yeah, if you see a crazy play, go ahead and clip it. Otherwise, I'm sure the playoffs today will be out on YouTube eventually. And of course we have the Tahini top 5 from our lovely commish, which should come out eventually. Sometime at the end of the week, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the wild card round. I appreciate everybody who stuck around. That was definitely a crazy series. A lot of crazy things happening. Vandals finally getting their revenge on the Crabs after so long. Sloths looking dominant as ever. And just amazing Miners games like usual. So can't ask for much more. It was definitely pretty amazing. Just trying to run through all the Discord messages I missed. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go through those Twitch stream clips later. I love the pings that people send. Sorry I'm not paying attention to the chat. I'm just trying to catch up on everything. There's so many. Okay, let me go back. Okay, nobody has said anything in the Twitch chat anyway. So, I didn't miss anything, I guess. Cool. I just stretch. No comment there. No comment. Yep. Did you give a prediction of the Minor League World Series winner? What do you mean, Taco Shop? I said I said I wanted the 66ers to win, but that's about it. Didn't actually like predict or anything. Alrighty. Let me upload this and then I'll head off on my way. Well, this is taking an awfully long time. Okay. Okay. I think Oh, okay, so they both did go out. They the new I just wanted the news posts to be in there. I didn't even think to advance the date, but they both show up, so cool. Both series went through.